Innovative content. Global audience.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Nigeria. How are you doing today? I need not ask because I know what's going on across the country. We know the subsidy removal. We know how it's biting. We know a lot of people are going through a lot of hardship, especially when you're passing through the federal roads of Abuja. It's not business as usual. Everywhere is just deserted. Like today, Mondays, usually where you used to see heavy traffics, everywhere is just scanty. No vehicular movements, no people. People are just at home, and I wouldn't blame anyone. Of course, yesterday I was at the first station, and I bought the jerry can we used to buy for this 6,000 something is now at 14,800, and then you still have to pay for buying inside the jerry can, something like that, and everything was like 15,000 something. That is what people are going through. And I think, me personally, I don't think I'll be able to continue. I won't do that. I won't buy fuel. Once I exhaust the one in my car for now,
much cars
I'll
on
park
the
at
road.
home and we see how that goes. I can't do that. It's not something I will be able to do. Anyway, this is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess KESSY. I have with me on the show today
MARYVAL Easy.
Yes, we're reaching you live from our SRO TV studio here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Good morning once again, and you're welcome to the show. A lot of people, we know that people are not happy, Mary. How are you doing? How was your weekend?
My weekend was cool. But this, to be sincere with you, the situation of the country, I'm not happy about it. Yes, I am not. Like, you know that the road has been scanty. You won't see more drivers on the road. And the ones you manage to see, they are not even begging you. Will you enter or will you not enter? You just leave so that another person will enter. They're not begging you to enter because they'll tell you that, you know, the stress they go through to get the fuel that they use. Please, the federal government should do something about this whole thing.
It's really,
because it looks like we are just complaining. Nothing is happening.
Yes, it's really pathetic. It's really sad at this point. I don't know what people are supposed to do, but somehow we pray that the government will come through. NSC is still trying to embark. They're still threatening with their strike, and we'll pray that they will come to a compromise with the federal government to see what's best for the people.
I never need to get to this stage. Honestly, I was thinking so fast, everything will be resolved. But the way the thing is going, I don't just know. I don't know their next action though. God help us.
Yes, God will help us. Anyway, viewers, we'll go on a quick break now. Don't go anywhere. When we return, we're going to continue. We're going to kickstart the reviews of some of the news coming from our national dailies. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industry icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Praise, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wileke, Konga, Bigiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates, 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue, Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details, visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week, produced by SR TV in partnership.
You're welcome from that break, viewers. Now we go immediately. We kickstart with the reviews. Now, these are some of the stories making waves from the national dailies, and I'm going to kickstart with the Punch newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories, the big headlines from Punch. The main headline here says subsidy, NLC shuns FG meeting, electricity workers back strike, and the rider says NLC fought in negotiation team. Lagos, Nasarawa, more states chapter joint strike. TUC demands salary increase. Fuel importers seeks equal access to forest. All the stories are on page 2 of the Punch and 25 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Senate queries Accountant General over 910 billion MDA's loan. That story is on page 37 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says trapped funds, foreign airlines plan meeting with FG. That story is on page 38 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Tinubu wants PDP, I beg your pardon, PDP wants Tinubu to make asset declaration public. And that story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says OPEC raises Nigerians' output as Saudi Arabia cuts production. And that story is on page 28 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says 18 die in Kanu crash. FRSC boss warns against overloading. Sad one. That is on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says NDLEA seizes 390 kilogram illicit drugs in 4 states. And that story is on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the Punch. When you say, I saw a story here that says subsidy, NSC shuns FG meeting. TUC demands salary increase. Now, NLC faults shuns federal government meeting. Electricity workers back strike. And NSC as well fought negotiation team. Lagos, Nasarawa, more state chapter to join strike. There's something I don't understand about TUC. I've been trying to get one of the officials to talk to us here on the show. Really, I need to know why is it that they don't I feel like they don't work in agreement with NLC.
Yes.
These are unions, they're supposed to work. Yes, they are supposed to work hand in hand. If NSC say they are shutting down, they are going on strike, you are supposed to embark on the strike with them.
No,
this is something that is biting on everybody. You are coming to tell us to negotiate. I was just telling somebody this morning on my way to the office, I gave somebody a lift and Percy was saying they should just increase salary. And I said, even if they increase salary as it stands, because I know Nigerian system, how it works, how much are they going to increase? Salary, it's not going to help.
It will not. Even if they increase salary, it might be salary that will just, the increment might actually help you for just a week. But
it won't help. So it's to review
let everything go back as it is, not like this. Like
even if you want to say, okay, let the subsidy removal should stand, but this 400 or some 500 is too much. Imagine you were buying fuel for 100 or something, and now see the rate at which they took like 5 something.
Salary.
Yesterday I bought for 570 naira.
You can imagine.
Here in Abuja,
because the fuel cost is affecting everybody.
So I was telling the person now the normal average Nigerian. I posted the other day the normal, and I mean the high class average cannot even afford this fuel. It is not possible. And then I was telling the lady that, madam, even if they increase your salary, she was telling me that she's earning 50K. It's so difficult. They have been trying to beg their boss so they could work from home because it's painful. That okay, and that's so that even if they increase your salary to 70, 80, it will not help.
You will just use everything on transportation. Thing. Everything will go on transportation.
So I don't understand why TUC is always trying to disassociate from NLC. They are trying to always, I don't know what that's
bring them on the show. We'll get to know what.
Yes, but I really don't like this. Increment of salary is not going to help
at all. This is a headline here, say 18 die in Kano crash. FRSC was warned against overloading. Most times, this overloading is as a selfish result of most of these drivers. You understand? They want to carry much load so that they'll get money from it.
But the question is this: when we used to have federal road safety on the highways, right?
Yes.
So at the time this driver passes this highway, don't they see these people?
They see them, but that's the settlement they're talking about now. So when they
they allow them. I think the FRSC boss should first of all sanitize his officials.
His workers, yes.
They sanitize his
They
home
see them
before he now comes.
Then they settle you.
And then you pass.
Yes.
I've done that report in the past. The dangers of overloading, where I had to go to Taco Park. I took clips from people loading. You needed to see the way some people were loading human beings and goods.
Instead of a logistic vehicle different. Yes. They will not use both human being and logistic on one
packing everything inside one small vehicle like that. And funny enough, do you know, last week I wanted to bring it was still because of this fuel issue that we were not able to have the deputy commander on our show. Hopefully this week should be, and that was the topic I even picked: overloading. especially this rainy season. You are not able to drive, the road are slippery, and then you're
They
carrying
don't care.
so
They
much
just want to
load.
collect money. They don't care at all. Sometimes the money they charge on load is equivalent to a human being, because they just want to make money, and that is what they do. And you know that at the end of the day, if you stop them on the road, they'll settle you.
Is really sad. And then I saw a story here as well that says trap fund foreign airlines plan meeting with FG, and PDP also wants Tinubu to make asset declaration public. My problem is with this asset declaration thing is that when they are leaving office, they don't used to declare and tell us this is how I came and this is how I'm leaving. So
Yes,
what's the essence of
of
declaring?
declaring now.
Anyway, we'll move on quickly to and kudos to the NDLEA for good job they are doing.
Yeah, they're actually trying.
We'll move on quickly to the
Because
next newspaper we have.
we're coming from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The big headline here says, bandits kill 62 in Sokoto, Zamfara villages. You can find that story on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The first rider here says, communities attacked for refusing to pay levies. And here, the second headline here says, Governor Lawa orders deployment of more operatives. You can find those stories on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Okay, here it says celebrating our flag bearers. You can find that story on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. I think that's all the story making wave in Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
Bandits
There's
again,
no much
again,
headlines
again.
here. Yeah.
Please, I think Tinubu, the president, we see that he's working. The energy is really much, but he should focus that on
You can imagine the
security.
figure 62 people. Man, it's not funny.
Yes.
I wonder, like, a lot of people have had relatives that, or know people that's been affected by this. But honestly, I don't know. The government should just do something about it. Even right now, we are struggling for the forest stuff, and here killing in another place. Man, securities, please, people should do your work. Oh. I don't know.
I'll go quickly to the next newspaper we have, and that would be the Nigerian Tribune. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Nigerian Tribune, and the big headline here says subsidy removal. TUC makes demands. LG may set up committee to review minimum wage. And the rider says NLC absent. TUC FG meets again tomorrow. Another writer says Oyo, Ogun, Ondo, Oshu deny backing out of planned strike. Nance to take position tomorrow. Break NNPCL monopoly on importation. Hypeman tells Tinubu. And the last rider here says market forces now to determine petrol pump price. This is coming from NMDPRA. And all the stories are on page 2, 6, and 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. As well, we'll have a story here that says Tinubu, opposition lawmakers meeting postponed. We have not been consulted. This is coming from PDP. And that story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says why I sacked auxiliary as PMS boss. Makinde, government constitute new PMS ESCO, reopens park on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune. Another story here says Indigene should be next Speaker of Lagos Assembly, General Olurewaju, on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune. As well, we'll have a story here that says bandits kill 30 in Sokoto communities, and that story is on page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune. As well, we'll have a story here that says trapped funds. Nigerian tops most indebted countries globally owes foreign airline. It's won $2.2 million. And that story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. As well, we'll have a story here that says Adeleke dissolves 7th Assembly to inaugurate 8th Assembly tomorrow on page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune. As well, we'll have a story here that says Unity Bank gross earnings to 57 billion naira in 2022. That story, it's page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. As well, we'll have a story here that says Zenith Bank GMD named Bank CEO of the Year in 2023, Africa International Banker Award. And that story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. As well, we have a story here that says First Bank's impressive performance on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune, increased profits by 12.4% in 2022 first FY and 57% in the first quarter of 2023. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the Nigerian Tribune. Quite a lot of stories here.
Honestly, a lot of headline.
A lot of stories here, but I saw a story here that says Indigene should be next Speaker of
It's
Lagos
supposed to be
State.
indigene or someone that is computable.
That is the issue.
I
Well, like,
understand this
there's this belief that Lagos is a no man's land.
Yes.
And anybody, just like the way we used to have FCT minister, could come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from the Gbagis or the Indigene. That is one thing the Gbagis have been crying for.
Okay.
So if we don't have a state governor, if we can't have a state, let's have at least our own person being.
Because it looks like they're not doing anything.
They are not, yes, being the minister. And then there's a story here as that says trapped funds, Nigerian top most indebted countries globally. Just the lady I carried this morning on my way to work, we were discussing, and I told her that the way at which, because she was saying Tinubu is wicked, the subsidies, and I said the subsidy though is good, but it's the timing that is wrong.
So fast now.
That is wrong. So I was telling her that, do you know how much we owe as the people, as a country?
Yes.
You on your head, do you know how much you're owing? They say you should pay. It's almost, as of today, I think we read on the last month or 2 months ago, one person is like 370 something. Yes. I said now by night would have been like 500,000. If they say you should pay, can you pay? I said, so it's better we don't have money to fund subsidy anymore. So you should go, but maybe the timing they should review. So these are some of the things. Now, I didn't even know that I was going to read this morning. Trapped funds. Nigeria tops most indebted countries in the globally. Where do we go from here? And then look at the states. Look at the country. We are still like the economy is down, nothing is working, and then we are owing so much. So where at the I don't get it. So it's even better the subsidy go. It's just that
it's for our good, but
and funny enough, people that have been able to pocket this subsidy money, because that money was actually revolving around a few hands. It's all the Nigerian. We all are not suffering it.
Yeah.
Because of subsidy now.
They do whatever they like. It will not be on us to suffer for it. It's not making any sense. I saw one headline here say Zenith Bank GMD named Bank CEO of the year. How? Like,
I don't know, like I said, I don't know where they used to take their reviews from. I don't know where they used to take because
as long as I'm concerned, Zenith Bank is not trying. Their network is so bad. I actually don't know what they are doing that. It's actually making them.
Anyway, maybe they may have other reasons for giving that particular award. And we saw that most states are coming and backing the strike. We saw Oyo, Ongu, Ondo, Onshu, others deny backing out of planned strike. So I think by the time we have NAS to take their position tomorrow, if NAS should say something, they should not just go to National Assembly and sit. We need to hear from all authorities at this point what to do, because this is Monday morning we are talking about. Like, coming from home, there is no traffic at any junction. There is nothing. People are just going their way as if the road is so scanty. For you to know that Abuja, of all places, civil servants
even these drivers working, to me, it will still affect their job, because none of them can even get the fuel, so they will just sit at home. Please, the federal government should do something about this. So it's affecting everybody.
We move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
Coming from the Guardian newspaper this morning. The big headline here says, Autogas stores as NNPC marketers because over 500 billion debts, prorated fuel costs. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Okay, another headline is a darkness looms as electricity workers may shut down national grid. You can find that story also on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Why Tinubu has not appointed a spokesperson. You can find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. NLC boycott meeting as FGTUC seek option out of Wednesday's strike. You can find that story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nigerian broadband penetration drops as telcos lose 2.5 million voice customers. You can find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Yoruba Ronu urges Tinubu to prevent labor union strike. You can find that story on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. 7 days into second term, Sanwo-Olu yet to make appointment. You can find that story on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Terrorists kill many in Zamfara communities, adopt 30 girls. You can find that story on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. I think that's what the story making wave on Guardian newspaper this morning.
This is just a personal opinion, viewers. I think the president should have just left this subsidy for now.
Yes,
Focus on security.
because right now
This
all their
energy,
focus is on subsidy.
this so much
Achilles has been taking
energy,
place
this
in the
so
country.
much energy would have
Like-
been channeled toward insecurity, especially in the north. Now we're seeing here that adopt how many girls? I saw a story here you
30
just read
girls
now.
adopt in Zamfara.
In Zamfara,
Terrorists.
many, yes, terrorists kill many in Zamfara communities, adopt healthy girls. Again, the ones that have been adopted before, we have some of them are still.
Funny enough, the federal government, they are like, you
Mm.
don't used to hear this killing, as if they are not aware of it. Honestly,
Some of these
it's not
girls that
funny.
have been adopted over the years are still in custody, are still in adoption with their wherever they took them to. And now we're not seeing 30 girls. And now, in fact, I just think at this point, the president, for me, that is just a personal opinion. They should just leave every other thing they're doing for now and focus, tackle this insecurity. Let people go back. Do you know, when you go to, I went to the IDP camp recently. So the lady, I always go there to drop things for them. So she was greeting, like, I was laughing that it's not that serious now, ma. Please, it's okay. That no, it's not okay. That do I know that since how many years she said they came, they've been living at the IDP camp, that at the beginning, federal government, other NGO used to bring things for them, but now
They've stopped.
people are now beginning to see them as normal people in Abuja here. Now they don't have a means of survival. They
When
are
they
just
can't
there
even
at the
walk.
camp. I think some of them are from Benue, Maiduguri, Yobe, and all that. And I said, I on my way driving, I was like, I don't like this. So these people cannot even go back. That she was saying that there is no more community in their place. Everywhere is like this, that you can't, everywhere is empty. So how can human beings live like this?
Wow, this is not funny.
We are
sad.
here, we sit here on a daily basis. We don't
We
even
don't know what
know
people are going
people
through.
go
every
through.
day.
Yes. So I think at this point, the federal government should channel this whole energy towards insecurity. And I love this NLC boycotts federal meetings as FGTUC seeks option out of Wednesday's strike. I really think that if I were to add my voice, I think TUC should join the strike. I don't know why
see
TUC is
darkness.
trying to always doing this thing, but I don't like it.
Honestly, you can see this.
And
headline
then
here.
this headline here that says electricity workers,
Yes, they shut down national grid.
please, we don't want another issue.
Not electricity again.
Do you know that? Okay, I forgot to say something that happened to me. Do you know that on Saturday I suffered? I left the office because we were so busy that day. I didn't charge my phones. I got home, NEPA took light, and I had a lot of things I was doing with my phone. I had to rush to the car. I plugged the phone, and I came back. The car was off. I couldn't start the car. Nothing was coming up. I was so scared that, God, please. I don't have money to go and repair car or anything at this point. And the lock I had, I already wind up. I didn't wind down as usual, like what I always do.
Yeah.
I had to. Do you know I did not lock my car? I left it on the road.
Wow.
I did not lock the car. I called the the manager, and he said, "Leave it, don't worry, nothing will happen. I'll tell the security to keep an eye." And that's how I left. Yesterday I went to church. I was so worried. Yesterday, in the afternoon, I had to be running around. So some of the men in my estate came. They brought that battery. They had to check. It was battery. They had to restart the car for me. I run the car for over 1 hour, burning my fuel, precious fuel. See problem.
It's not funny. This
And
kind of
at the end of the day, do you know that it was even because there was no light, no fuel, no gen.
that was what actually cost the
That was what took me to the
but there
car.
was no light, and you
My landlord, for instance, even in the daytime, never takes light. If the man
he
is
will just put
around,
on his generator.
on the gen. At night, the same thing. That day never took light. There was no single sound noise in my estate. No single gen, apart from the apartment we have
Because
in the
it's
estate
so
and the hotel.
expensive.
No single, like my estate guys that came that day, I was charging, they were saying, this is unbecoming. Like in this estate, no single gen, for you to know how serious this is. If my landlord cannot on gen, then just leave it.
Yes, now
It's serious. So I really don't want NEPA or electricity holders
this one
to add
informing us now.
to add to this problem we're already having.
Imagine electricity is not working. Fuel is difficult to get. Then where do we go? Where do we start from here? People will do their business now. A lot of offices, everything in this country, we need lights for it to succeed.
Anyway, we'll go quickly to the next newspaper we have, and that will be the Blueprint newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories we have. The big headline here says, as subsidy crisis deepens, FG woes TUC after deadlock with organized labor. And the rider says union seeks reversal of pump price. New minimum wage, parties meet Tuesday. Serap threatens legal action over missing $2.1 billion, 3.1 trillion naira payments. All these stories are on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says death rumor. My husband alive, hale and healthy. This is coming from Betty Akeru Ludu on page 9 of the Blueprint newspaper as well. We'll have a story here that says Kano, Governor Yusuf demolishes Douala Hotel, Hajj camp buildings. This story is on page 22 of the Blueprint newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says FCTA to develop bicycle lanes in Abuja metropolis. That story is on page 20 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have a story here that says NACO lift to 24,324 pilgrims to Saudi Arabia. And this story is on page 9 of the Blueprint newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Zenith Bank's Oyegwo emerges Africa's best CEO. And that story is on page 26 of the Blueprint newspaper. I have a story here that says 10th NAS. Undume wrong on Yari. Akpabio losing my majority Senate elect. And we have a story here that says Tinubu to meet opposition reps elect Thursday. Another story here that says Akumen's appointment pave way for Akpabio Abbas on page 5 of the Blueprint newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the Blueprint newspaper. I saw a story here that says death rumor. My husband is alive, hale and healthy. This is coming from Betty Akere Dolu. I think that's the governor of is in Ondo State. Is it the ex or still? I don't know whether he retained that seat.
People carrying rumors that they don't know about.
Yes, I don't know why. Thank God for her and her family. And then I saw a story here. NACO lift 24,324 pilgrims to Saudi. I thought the ones that were there already complaining of how they have been treated.
Yes.
So why are more people going? Is it that they didn't read the news? Anyways, up to them. And then FCTA to develop bicycle lanes in a. I wanted to shout as if we're in church. I'm happy. Because sometimes those people, these guys using bicycles, they don't care. They are dragging the major express with you.
That's it.
That is not safe. You see people using bicycle on the major express, staying at the middle of the road, doing what? Exercise or whatever they tend to achieve, or probably now that, okay, they should even I think this will go a long way. People will have to buy bicycle because now you can't buy fuel. So the only thing the only way you can move is to use a bicycle that you don't need a fuel to move from one place to another. So kudos to them.
Some people see that as a stress. They wouldn't want to drive bicycle though, but they see it as a stress. If you are used to vehicle, normal vehicle.
Yes, and there's a story here that says Governor Yusuf demolishes Douala hotel and Hajj camp building. Do you know this Hajj camp building is one? I think the place is very popular there. I've not been there, but I know anytime I'm going to the Hajj Commission here in Abuja, if I try to use my Google, that's why I don't drive there. I use Uber, because if I try to use my map, it takes me to that one in Kanu, to show that one is a very big place. But I don't know. That's one thing with new governments, new things. You just begin to see new things. Demolishing hotel and this kind of building could cause trauma to the owners, and we know even people selling or people doing things there. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
Coming from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Subsidy. NLC shuns meeting with FG. TUC 6 pay rise. You can find that story on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Investment experts estimate Tinubu economist plans make recommendation. Let me take that again. Investment experts estimate Tinubu's economic plans make recommendation. You can find that story on page 31 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Zenith Bank MD emerges best banking CEO in Africa. Bandits kill scores in Zamfara, adopts over 30 girls. OPEC cuts Nigerian oil output by 20.7% to 1.38. You can find that story on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Senate indict AGF over failure to recover 910 trillion naira short-term loan to MDAS. I think that's all the story making wave in Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Yes, I saw a story here that says there's a story here that says OPEC cuts Nigerians oil output by 20.7% to 1.33 million MBD, whatever it is at this point. I think I don't know why Nigerians, the state, were just facing so much crisis at the same time.
Honestly,
what a year, 2023. I don't understand.
After thinking that this would be the best, I don't know, like everything is just on us at the same time. Fuel, lights, this one, that one, man. I don't know.
Then, like the lady I carried this morning said, just when we're just recovering, so people are not even over the shock of the Naira swap policy.
Maybe they think we've recovered, but they don't know.
Election wahala.
Yes.
And now we enter this one. Anyway, we really do pray that the meetings with the federal government and the organized labor will yield something fruitful that will benefit and Nigerians will be happy about. We go quickly to the last newspaper we'll have, and that will be coming from Punch Sport Extra. The big headline here says South Korea 1, Nigeria 0. Choi, South Korea defender ends Flying Eagles U20 World Cup dream with back-breaking extra time winner. That's such a sad one. And then we saw a story here that says King of Belgium, Yusuf beats Boniface to Jupiler title. That story is on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says Madrid IOCMA as Benzema replacement. That story is on page 8 of the Punch Extra this morning. We also have a story here that says Messi booed on PSG farewell on page 3 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. As well, we'll have a story here that says Ibrahimovic to leave AC Milan for free. That story is on page 3 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. We'll have a story here that says Napoli crowns Serie A champions on page 2 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. And we also have a story here that says in the Bags Forest fans on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. We also have a story here that says Ken wants England stay on page 4 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch Sport Extra this morning. And we saw a story here that says NPFL Super 6 Obioma fits for lobby clash on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. And the main headline actually caught my attention that says South Korea 1, Nigeria 0. Choi, South Korea defender ends Flying Eagles Youth 20 World Cup dream with a back-breaking extra time winner. Is a sad one. So they are off the race.
We are not surprised at all.
Why?
Because our country, I don't know, their football is not. You see, when they play for all this European club, you see them doing
so much energy.
But when they want to play for our country, Nigeria, they will not do anything. You see, Bielsa is actually doing fine. But when they were playing here at National Stadium, what was he doing? He was only complaining. People were like, Osimhen, play match now, stop complaining. You see, even Alex Iwobi, all of them. When they come here, they're not doing anything. But when they're playing for their clubs, they're doing good. I asked somebody, the person was like, it's because our country is not paying them well. But is that enough reason? You can imagine, even Ghana will beat Nigeria. It's not funny.
But they used to say football is a game of luck or chance.
But this is why. You see, Nigerian's club, our Super Eagles, they have not been doing anything for a while now. They've not been to even beat any club is a problem.
I think I need to bring a sports analyst on the show as regarding to this, because they keep emphasizing on the fact that they need to go back to the drawing board. The whole sports sector here in Nigeria needs a total overhauling. And I saw a story here that says Messi booed on PSG farewell. Why they bullying Messi? I think I know that one is popular. I think
he's leaving the club now.
He's leaving.
Yes, it's not even easy to be on this club and he was still shining. If there's another person that is playing for this PSG, you'll not be hearing their name again. It's because Messi has been a goat. That is why.
Goat. That is the world's greatest of all time. Yes. Do you really believe that? A lot of people don't share that opinion.
No, Messi has been good, because even when he was going to this PSG, people were like, "Oh, Messi, I finished your career," but he was still doing good. His name was still at least on the limelight. It's not easy to be there, and because the club is not all that known like that.
Well, that would be a good place to wrap up the reviews this morning. And like I forgot to mention earlier, I'm going to go on a break, and when we return, be coming back with a guest. We have a lot of national issues. The fuel subsidy issue is something we'll keep talking about until something is done. So we keep talking about it. Now I'm going to go on a quick break, and when I return, I'll be coming back with my guest to talk on some of these issues. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industry icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Praise, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wiliki, Konga, Bigiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates, 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue, Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619. Or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com, and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and Tap Tap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride.
Feelings, boy. Okay, it's so.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industry icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Prince, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wiliki, Konga, Bigiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates, 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue, Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details, visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week, produced by SRTV in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Nigeria Film Corporation, and lots more. Don't be told. Be
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download Tap Tap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and Tap Tap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride.
Feelings, boy. Okay, it's so.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industry icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Prince, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wiliki, Konga, Bigiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates, 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue, Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details, visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week, produced by SRTV in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Nigeria Film Corporation, and lots more. Don't be told. Be there.
Hello viewers, you're welcome back from that break. We're having a little bit of network issues connecting to our guest this morning. Hopefully before the end of the show, it's going to join us before we wrap up the show. But Mary, looking at some of these headlines this morning, one thing that we've seen so far today that is really trending, something we've seen that is quite topical this morning is still the subsidy.
Yes,
because I bet this is something that has to do with people. It's something
that's
that
the most important thing
the thing about the subsidy, Mary, is that people, this is not something that, okay, as usual, when is a thing of the poor, the rich just fold their hands and watch. And
right now, it's affecting everybody.
like I did said earlier on the show that even the average, the high class average in Nigeria, they can't deal with it. I went to the fuel station yesterday, and I usually buy fuel from that place. And the guy was telling me, "Auntie, you see this your stuff we used to sell for this amount is now this amount too. Should we fill up? Because these days, for the past 1 week, we've not seen anybody fill up. It's just 5,000 the highest.
Wow.
Well, let's do 5K. I say no, fill up." And they were all shocked, like, they were clapping. This is the first person that will be buying
to them.
Yes, do you get? So for you to know that this is really biting hard. So I saw a Jeep yesterday. The guy was even not telling me, "Auntie, look at this lady from this big Jeep. You see how much she will buy." And she just bought 4K and she left. And it was so small inside. Like, How long can you use
And
that
you never
for?
can say how much you do buy before, but because of the expensive nature of the fuel right now, the cost of it is just. I think one of my friends was telling me that her own boss ordered that they should be working from home, not even because of them, that him his own self is complaining about the cost of fuel to fill his tank. You understand that it's not favoring him at all. So for now, they should be working from home. So I was
And
like,
I
it's
think
not even
another
only
issue here is that I really want to see the outcome of the federal FG and LNCTUC meeting, because I feel like the only hope Nigerians have left at this point is the organized labor,
yes to fight
the
for us.
outcome.
To
Because
fight
I
for us.
feel like when like people used to say, I met somebody that said the only thing the organized labor should do, instead of trying to betray themselves, while some
They
are
should come
working,
together in
some are saying
agreement.
we are going on strike, others
Some are
are
saying
saying
increase
we are
salary.
meeting with the government, that they should
Yes.
speak in one voice, and the only thing they know the right places to
If
picket.
they speak in one voice, the thing will be easier. But once they don't come in agreement, that's the problem. Because what do you want the federal government to do whereby you are not even in agreement? You are talking.
And another thing is that they are specific. The lady was telling me that there are specific places they should picket, and this is the only way the federal government will listen.
Yeah.
You know, when you besiege, I really don't want to mention name on air, but when there are some ministries, agencies you go and besiege, and the federal government will begin to feel it, that these people really are grieved. So we need to do something. At the end of the day, this fighting, if it's not properly handled, is going to plunge Nigeria into serious problem and crisis.
It will.
Have you noticed that not just, like you said, not just the no vehicular movement, no people, no bikes, no keke as well. If you come to my estate, I think the Abokis, they've gone home to, they are sleeping.
They're not even stressing
Nobody's willing. You don't stress.
But it's not
yourself.
funny because this is what they do to earn a living. This is what they do to sustain their lives, and because of the way fuel is so expensive, they are staying at home, but it's not helping issues, because at the end of the day, they need money for their day-to-day life. They need money to cater for their needs, so they still need to work. The expensive nature of fuel right now is affecting everybody. It's affecting the drivers. This is what they do to earn a living. This is their job. Please, the federal government should do something to help us out in this situation. Please, they just
I also saw a headline here coming from the Nigerian Tribune that says NANS to take position tomorrow. I don't know why the NANS we have to be waiting. No, they should be up and doing like the president. All the time they will take so much time to wait, and then before they will take decision. I don't know why it's taking. We know that they are battling with their own NANS leadership or their issues there unresolved. But this minimum wage subsidy removal, these are national topical issues. And my question, what I even wanted to ask our guests was, now there's a thin line when we talk about minimum wage subsidy removal. People are saying, people that are even clamoring to let's increase salary, how much are they going to increase? They are not, funny enough, they are not going to double the salary.
I will just know that that's not even the
even if they
thing.
double your salaries, it would help.
You will just end it all on transportation.
It
So
will
you're not
help,
gaining.
because look at the increase. The rate is quite high, from 195.97 to 500, and in states, don't forget, Mary, in states people are buying for
more than in Abuja.
some people are selling for 800, 750, 900.
Yes.
How do you want people to cope?
It's worse.
I think everybody at a point will just stay home, work from home. After all, during NSAS, people did it and nothing happened now.
Nothing happened.
People for
During
over
coronavirus too. The same thing. People stayed
coronavirus is what I meant to say. People did it for how many months?
Yes.
For a long time.
And they survived. Hotels,
survived.
Hotels are normally even closed. Hotels had to still close, and people survived. You understand? With time, because right now it's affecting people. Increasing salary will not bring solutions. I'm still saying it. You will just end it all on transportation. At the end of the day, you'll be at the losing side. It is not increasing your salary, but reduction of the fuel price will be the solution right now.
And that is why I love the story here that there's a story here that says, in one of the headlines, that says federal government is still insisting. I think it's from the Nigeria the Blueprint. One of the writer to the main headline says Union seeks reversal of pump price. I love this story. Union are seeking the reversal. So even if you are telling us you cannot go low to that amount as well, go try as much as possible to go a little bit low, even if you can't go way to 100 and something.
But at least favorable enough for us. If you go low, even if it's like 200, and it's still better compared to what they are selling right now. It's not making any sense.
Yes. And also a story here we saw that Nigerian tops list of what? Please, I don't know
Indebted
yes.
globally.
Globally. Look at
Man, this
us.
country.
As I am now, I will not say I've not benefited from Nigeria as a state. I have, let me not lie. But please, I don't think I've benefited so much. I've always worked with private firms. I've always okayed. I went to school here. I know that I enjoy electricity, which of course I pay for. Is not for free. Whatever I buy here is not for free.
The kind of debt you're in this country. I'm asking, what did they use it for?
It's too much.
No, like they never say toughness. Most. Ha, man.
Yes, it's too much. It's too much, and I'm really thinking that they should try as much as possible to make sure that they resolve this debt issue. I really do not want issue of us plunging. This debt should not plunge us into another kind of crisis as a people, as a nation. So I think the best way to do, we know that the subsidy they remove is on the good part, but still they should do something about the fuel pump price. That would be a good place to viewers. I'm very sorry I couldn't bring in our guest today. Tomorrow is going to join us. Of course, this is a topical issue. It's still trending and a developing issue, so we can always talk about it, but we have other interesting shows that will be coming your way today. But this is a good place to wrap up the reviews, and of course the morning, wake up Nigeria show today. Thank you so much for being part of the show, and thank you, Mary, for being on the show with me this morning. While you are out there, stay safe, and please, drivers, this you're overloading, this you're overspeeding.
Yes, killing people.
Put the life of your passengers first. Think about human beings.
Let's stop being selfish. Let's care about one another. Let's stop being selfish right now. Because the reason why people overload your vehicles is because of the money you gain.
And the load also belongs to the passengers.
Yes.
So the passengers should try and
I love God
be sending loads separately, and human beings should
God is
follow
good at their own
way.
logistic transportation.
Please try as much as possible to do what is needful. And while you're out there, obey traffic law. And of course, while you're out there also struggling to get fuel or being sad, just keep hope alive. When there's life, there's hope. Everything will be all right.
Everything will be fine.
We thank the people behind the crew member behind the camera. Thank you for all you do. Even the crew in London, we say we appreciate you and we thank you. Before we go, let's not forget to tell you about a Nigerian Week London that is fast approaching. It's just around the corner. Do well to get your ticket from at everbright.com. Book a stand to be part of that show. We have a lot of ministries, agencies partnering with us already, and a lot of celebrities, superstars, talking about film producer, musicians, and a lot of fashion icons, individuals as well already with us. And just before we go as well, don't forget to hit on the notification bell.
Follow our page, tell people about SRTV, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody about us. It's a chain. Let them get to know us. I have a lot of educational tips to give to you. And we have a lot of entertainment.
And of course, leave us with your comments. We love to hear from you. I remain yours truly, Princess KESSY.
And I'm MARYVAL Easy. Don't forget that peace is priceless.
So let's give peace a chance. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy.